It's Facebook Live.
Saturday Night Live.
Wait, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to share this with everybody in the group so that everybody gets a nice reminder, and then we'll get started pretty soon. So it'll just take a minute. All right, we should be going live now. Very good. With people starting to join. Guys, make sure you tell us where you're coming in from, where you're tuning in from. We want to know. We got JR here. We're going to start in just about 2 minutes and give folks a second to just get with us, and then we will get started. Cool. So people are just saying hi. You got Massachusetts, you got Vermont. A lot of people already. Guys, make sure you comment and tell us where you're tuning in from. Hey, Andrew, are you able to help with like sharing, because it's not coming up on my phone? Just share it into multiple groups.
Yeah. Are you able to do that, Andrew?
Happy to do my best.
Are we up yet?
Oh wait, yeah, we're on. We're just waiting for people to join.
Hi, everybody.
We're just giving. All right, here we go. I got it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna share it to groups, and we're gonna share it to Shopping Annuity directors, Big Al, Southeast Region, Southern. Just everybody's gonna get all of the notifications now, so they don't miss it, which is what we want. JR and Lauren's special session group, motives group, GoNow Minnesota. We're almost ready to get started, guys. Just getting the share on. All right, cool. Just one more second. You're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready?
Yeah,
all right.
Red hot and rolling.
All right, guys, so we're going to get started. Welcome to the GoNow Gameplan. This is a show that we do all the time. And JR, I know you've been a fan of it, and we're so
I just found out about it.
Yeah?
And I think it's crazy. I mean, it's off the chain.
Awesome.
Off the chain.
Yeah, you have way cooler chains than I have. But we're just really excited to have JR on with us. Of course, our founder, chairman, and CEO, the man behind you are just the godfather of Market America, the creator of Market America. So nobody better that we could possibly have on today. And we have some exciting segments. So as you guys know, we do have some recurring segments that we do every time we do the show. And we have some special topics planned around each of these segments. So you ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready. I love the format.
Thank
I love the segments. It's brilliant.
Thank you.
Who thought of it?
I did.
That's great.
All right, so we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. So our first segment of the evening is our Shopping Annuity Hacks. And in the segment, we like to give some tips around the shopping annuity, something actionable that people can take action on right away and put to work. So, JR, with the holiday season being less than 3 months away, I just want you to talk to everybody a little bit about how that plays into funding a shopping annuity.
Well, I think it begins with you have to have an opportunistic mind.
Right.
All entrepreneurs should have that. You should have it on your job, but there's opportunity here is the bottom line. So 30% of one's spending happens in November and December because they're Christmas shopping. And think about your own self. You're a reflection of the public. You're spending, your wife is spending, your kids are spending, your relatives are spending, your friends are spending, and no one really knows what to buy.
That's right.
You know, it's kind of like if you can organize it or give them a little insight and help, you can make a fortune. So 30% of all spending is done during that time period. It's like a storm came, a rainstorm. That's torrential rain of money. And all you got to do is stick the buckets out.
Yeah.
But if you don't think about it, or if you don't put the buckets out, you're not going to get any.
That's right. And it starts with you guys, and you have to just be aware. It's exactly like JR is saying. You're going to spend the most money in your entire year in the next quarter. So what are you personally going to do? And by the way, like you and I were talking about earlier, how can you help your friends and family also benefit from that time period?
Right. And it's a lot of fun. You should look at it as a game. You got to spend the money anyway.
Yeah.
You have a site, you have a business, and you can convert that spending into earning or into IBV and BV. And don't forget, a lot of people think only IBV. Our products are incredible gifts.
Yes.
And you're getting 80% BV, and you're getting them at wholesale. People forget this. You get into business, you just take it for granted. Other people pay retail. You're getting 30 to 50% off the product. So when it comes to cosmetics and skincare, I mean, these are very luscious gifts.
They are.
And these brands are worldwide renowned. So it's not like you're giving them something inferior that was in your business on your shelf.
You're giving them something better and paying less because you get it at cost.
Exactly.
Guys, and by the way, you can get really creative. Think about the teachers in your life or the grad bags that you're attending. You can get a great mug off shop.com and put Mocha-Tonics packets inside of it. Right? Or you can do Motives lip glosses for your teachers or things like that, like JR is suggesting. There's so much stuff, but it really starts with you. So you really want to make sure that you're using your own products and that you're shopping through your own website so that you can be a good resource for your friends and family and help them to do the same.
So start with the Christmas list. Your Christmas list, your children's Christmas list. Don't let them spend any money on the credit card if it's not through your business.
For your business.
Okay, and they have to ask to go outside of that. Then you multiply that by relatives.
Yes.
Because if it works for you, see, if you don't do it, you're not going to tell a relative about it.
That's right.
But when it works for you, you want to tell them about it. It's kind of like you don't want them to be cut out of this. And trillions are being spent. And the bottom line is we have a tracking system. So when this spreads, it's like a virus that spreads for money because everybody's got to shop.
It's the virus people want to catch.
And Lauren's the best at this. We got all these friends in this people collection of J-Lo, Alicia Keys. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And they shop, they spend. They're in an upper income bracket, so their friends expect expensive gifts. And Lauren is an expert online shopper.
Yes.
So she gets their list and helps them. And then they tell all types of other people. She's so busy, she can't do it all. She's got to qualify them.
But JR, like, that's such a good point. Like, if Lauren Ridinger can find the time to help her friends find good deals on shop.com, we in the field, us as franchise owners, we should be doing the same thing for our people.
You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
You become the shiznat, the cool person that everybody wants to go to. And they tell people, man, you got to go to Lauren because she knows how to get this stuff. She knows how to find it. And think about it. All year long, you're working the business, you're on the site, you know more than other people. You know where to find things. You know where the better deals are.
You become their resource.
Exactly.
And just one more little topic on this. So with the shopping annuity, you're using your own stuff, you're buying from yourself. Now you have this other opportunity, right? And you're going to see people that you don't see throughout the year. There's a lot of getting together that happens during the holiday season. So, how does the evaluation approach and you being such a good avid shopper from yourself, how does that play into business building during the holiday season?
Well, the shopping part of it is one part.
Yes.
And that's just telling a story. Don't try to entice people to get in. Tell the story about what you've been doing and how much fun you've been having. Believe me, they'll come back to you. If they start to ask, take it away from them a little bit. You're too busy, you want to be, but you might be able to help me out and test market it by getting some people to evaluate it, and if it works out, there might be some money in it for you. But, I'm really not looking for that. But you tell them the story about places you've been, friends you have. Let me tell you a story about this guy I met in the business.
Yeah.
And you tell a story, they become very interested. So that I see the holidays as time out.
Yeah.
Normally we're all so busy. We're in our rat race. You're busy with the business. People are busy with school. Nobody has time for each other. But it kind of pauses for a week, and you get to see people you haven't seen. Tell stories about what you've been doing.
Yes.
Don't try to recruit them. And it comes down to the evaluation approach. You got the economic opportunity with the shopping annuity and actually helping them shop.
Yes.
And then you got the fact that you found something that you're having a lot of fun with. You're traveling, you're meeting people, you're making money,
Yep.
And, let them come after
It's got to be natural.
Exactly.
Exactly. And so that's kind of the point, like as it relates to this segment in the shopping annuity, if you're doing those things and you're buying your own stuff and you're shopping, those are easy conversation starters. And people want to know, like when you get together with family and you haven't maybe seen them in a while, they say, how have things been? don't be afraid to answer that
Right.
question.
And you know how people gossip.
Yeah.
They gossip about, oh, they're in one of those things.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the dinner table, say, you know what, this year I got into business. It's incredible. When I first heard about it, I thought it was one of those things, you know, one of them MLM things.
Yeah.
Boy, was I wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Man, this thing turned out to be incredible. It's kind of like social media. You know how there's influencers and everybody has followers and they're all connected and they track it.
Yeah.
Well, this company tracks it, people leading to people, and they take a piece of the margin out on everything that they shop for, buy for, and it produces an income. It's incredible.
It is. Yeah. I mean, did you see his excitement? By the way, that's a big part of this. Like, you have to be genuinely enthused and excited to talk about what you're up to. And don't be afraid to do that, you guys. The holiday season may be time to slow down for average people, but guess what? It is the most profitable time of the year for a business owner, and that's what you are. You own a business, so use it to your advantage.
So when you get around your relatives or your friends, be happy, excited, mysterious, you know, that you have something going, and, you know, but don't try to get them in. They'll call you back. They'll come after it. The less you do that, the more they'll be curiosity killed the relative.
That's great. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to switch gears now, and we're going to go into our consumer corner. And so typically during the consumer corner segment, what we do is we focus on a single product, and we talk about weird ways to use the product, right? Yeah. Actually, we talked about the LDV beard oil last event, but here's the thing, it's my favorite product because I use it for my hair. So we talk about different ways to use products, but what I wanted to talk about is you specifically, and the reason why is I've been able to walk around your homes and I see Market America products everywhere. There's not a single bathroom that doesn't have Shopping Annuity soap. And I noticed something, I learned something from you and Lauren, is you take your health and wellness, your supplements, your isotonics, not just in the morning. You guys take stuff throughout the day. And I found that really interesting because really up until like a year ago when I saw you getting your isotonics in the afternoon, I was only taking isotonics in the morning. So so first of all, in the morning, you take 2 acai, 2 joint support, and 1 OPC3 in 1 glass. You're taking bromelain, calcium plus, vitamin D and K2, and turn up, and also the Ultra Prime, and 8 ounces of water. So this is the morning routine, which is cool. Like, everybody has their morning routine. And by the way,
that Ultra Prime, it creates secretagogue.
Secretagogue, I couldn't pronounce that. Thank you for doing that.
And then it goes into your pituitary and causes growth hormone and other things naturally to be produced. So it keeps you younger.
Well, that's why you look like you're 30 years old.
I look like I'm 30 years old. I'm 94, and look at me go now.
Me too.
There you go.
Yeah, so anyway, I just want to let you guys know, we're going to talk about something else, but that specific product regime, we actually put it, when you log into the back office, there's a product carousel of all of what JR takes in the morning, including the Ultra Prime secretagogue that he just talked about. So you want to check that out and try some of those products. But JR,
well, you know, I got to talk about these.
Yeah,
there's a reason for a purpose for each one of these.
Yes.
And these are all incredible. And I make sure that they don't compete for a receptor, because these things, they go after receptors, and receptors are what absorb them. And so this set is very important. It's going to give me energy, give me mental acuity. Bromelain it comes from pineapple. It's incredible anti-inflammatory, but it also works to prevent the chemical reactions that end up causing cancer. Notice I didn't say it cures cancer.
Yes, I noticed that.
Okay. Calcium plus, we all are deficient usually of calcium. It's hard to absorb. This is great. Vitamin D, if you're low in it, you're going to get sick a lot. A lot of people are deficient, don't even know it.
So that's a good immune booster?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's actually good to know. A lot of people are getting sick now because kids are going back to school. So vitamin D with the K2.
Well, I don't get sick. I never get sick.
Yeah, and, I've never seen you sick.
This is just, I mean,
this is why. And then you do the acai, the joint support, and the OPC3 as well in the morning.
Right.
And that's just part of your normal routine. So, but then throughout the day, you also take additional products, right?
Exactly.
Do you want to talk a little bit about
that? So, you
know,
the part of the thing is receptors.
Yes.
But that doesn't control the whole thing. I do yoga in the afternoon. I've really banged it mentally during the day. I need to perk up.
Yes.
So, I take acai again, OPC3, when I ski, I take OPC3 4 times a day because it works on the vessel walls with the nitrous oxide to breathe better, to recover.
So it helps in recovery.
Right, and
Okay.
it increases circulation, and it really works. So I take the joint formula digestive enzyme because I do a lot of inversions, and the acid has a tendency to get up in the esophagus, and this kind of prevents anything from happening. So,
that's great.
I get an energy boost, and I take the joint formula again. So at bedtime, it's Ultimate Aloe because of the soothing effect on the gastrointestinal tract. Complete Greens, one of my favorite. This is one that, and now we got it in isotonic form.
It tastes good too, actually.
And guys, this isn't for girls, but guys, once you're at 40, there's no way that your prostate isn't going to start to enlarge. You want to keep that thing healthy.
Yeah.
So I take the Prime, all the prostate formulas, and the only thing that works better than that is sex. But if you don't fix that, at any rate, this stuff works. These are scientific facts.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be kinky or anything. It's just scientific facts. Calcium, magnesium, minerals, and the new anti-inflammatory and pain curcumin products, the one with the purple inside, the yellow.
Thiamine.
See, I couldn't say that one.
The thiamine.
But they're just incredible.
Ryan's been taking 4 of those a day because he runs a lot, and he's noticed for the first time ever he doesn't have joint pain. It's really helping with the circulation.
It is amazing.
It's an incredible product. So.
And inflammation is the cause of most diseases. It's an indirect cause of cancer. So we want to eliminate that. It's cardiovascular disease is mainly inflammation.
Right.
So let's go for all the anti-inflammatories.
So guys, we're actually going to put JR's rest of the day also up. Hold on one second. I just have Anna calling us. So hold on. Anna, is everything okay? Oh,
we're on live on TV.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a problem with the broadcast because
right.
Yeah.
My assistant.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't paused or anything, so we're good. So anyway, so we're gonna put the rest of those products up, but I just want the key point to be this: being a product of the product is so important. So you're taking products throughout your entire day. You also have different products for different things. So like when you're skiing, you're taking more PC3. If it's winter time, you might have a different skincare routine, things like that. So keep in mind what your must-haves are, and then also the things that are situational, right?
So watch this. I'm at the ski lodge up on the mountain. I take out my bottle or packet of OPC3 and awake. I pour it in a little cup, and it effervesces up. I slam it down like a shot of red eye. What do you think all the people say?
They go, what's that?
What's that?
Yeah.
You won't believe this stuff. Okay. And so be it with every product. One of my favorite products is Clear Shield.
Yes.
You
were just talking about that.
Right. A UFO that's in the hospital is telling them about bed sores and how they use it, and they don't get them anymore, and everybody else wanted it. If you're a woodsman and you're out in the woods, or if you're a mechanic working on cars, this thing is amazing. It's like an invisible glove.
Yeah.
It was always one of our great products. Another one is friction free.
Yeah.
Engines don't wear out. You get better gas mileage. They're amazing products.
Yeah.
So if you're using them, if I hear somebody with a valve tap, I hear a little valve tap coming on. I got something that'll cure it. Nobody wants to go in and get, a valve job.
Yeah.
So they try it, and sure enough, it goes away. So you got another believer, and they tell people. So with all of these, it spreads from person to person because they use a product, it works. When they get 4 or 5 people that also want it, they realize that you're making money.
Yeah.
So why don't I be you?
Yes, there you go, Anna. Thank you. By the way, JR, do you agree that if you're not using those products, those conversations don't happen?
They never happen.
They just don't happen.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Thank you for emphasizing it.
Yeah.
Some things are so ingrained in me that I don't even think that people don't know them. But the best way to sell product is what I call what's that?
Yes.
The other thing is the 3S.
Yes.
Okay. You know, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. And then I found out
Yeah.
that this would solve it. Then they want it. You're not selling, you're just telling.
Yeah.
So it's an amazing process. It's so easy to do that it just baffles me why people don't try it. You don't want to sell. People don't want to be sold, especially by their friends. Okay, but they want to. They're very receptive to being shared solutions to problems that come up. So when you see problems, everybody has problems. We offer solutions, and that's what causes the product to be bought and spread.
Yeah, so you just said something that made me think of another question is you see a problem, you find the solution, which is it gives you the talking point. So when a new product comes out, like the new products we just released, Thimonol, Cannabiclin, Cannabicool, the 3-in-1 DNA product, the new Motives products and skincare products that are coming out, all of that. What should every UFO do when that happens?
Well, first, you know, you want to use it.
You want to use it.
Because you have to have the story, and it has to be genuine.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you haven't had enough time for it to be genuine, I ask people to test it out. So, you know, we just came out with this product, and they say, you know how I feel about the products. You buy some of them, love them. They say it does this. The research shows it does that. It helps with arthritis and da 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 da. I want you to try it.
Yeah.
And tell me what you think, honestly. So I spend a little money, marketing money, and get them to try, you know, the product. And it's amazing how they come back. They think that they invented it. You know?
Yeah, because they're like
so
it's essentially just trial size marketing with
right,
new products as well.
And trial size marketing, by the way, is equal to the evaluation approach.
It is.
It's the other way of doing it. It gets a conversation. They end up believing and loving the product. They have other people try it. So automatically, it's that people leading to people syndrome that's necessary to lead to the people that are going to get you directors in every leg. And that's what you want to do.
So one of the things you guys are going to notice is as we're talking through these segments or these concepts, everything is intertwined, right? If you really want to be a good retailer, you need to be a good shopping annuity master member because you have more product that you're using, which gives you more stories to share, which positions you to sell more product. It's all intertwined.
Right. That's why I call it becoming a hopeless success. There's certain things that if you do, it sets off chain reactions and it ends up becoming a web, a cobweb. You just get stuck in it successfully.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why I call it a hopeless success. It's not about how good you are. It's that these things work and set in motion what carries in motion, which causes somebody to be successful. And they're really little, simple, stupid things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really smart, but they're just silly.
But they're not. But the point is they're not difficult things. They're small things that if we all just did them.
And you know what? It's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun because you laugh.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah. Okay, great. So we're going to get into the next segment. The next segment I'm so excited for. It's our business building segment. We're going to have some pretty cool conversations. So the first thing, you know, JR, you and I were talking about mental toughness right now and the opportunity and just have people with having posture. So I want to start off with this, but there's a lot of entrepreneurial opportunities that are out there for people that want to make more money. There's people doing Uber, Shopify, affiliate marketing, or whatever, right? So what sets Market America apart from other entrepreneurial opportunities that are out there today?
Well, I mean, we could do a whole 30 minutes on this, but
Yeah.
the bottom line is residual income.
Mm-hmm.
This was designed to generate residual income. And anything else, you may be entrepreneurially making extra money or more money, and there's no limit to what you can make up to a certain point. I mean, you know, you can only make, there's only so many hours a day, so you can only take so many passengers in Uber, and you run out of time, and you got to keep up the car, and you can't drive two cars at once. And
when you stop driving, you don't get paid.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's exchanging time for
money.
Although you are your own independent contractor, kind of your own quasi boss, but you got to keep doing it, and it won't multiply. It's so the same thing with Shopify or affiliate marketing. That's better than just working a job or a part-time job.
Yeah.
And it has maybe a higher ceiling. If you really, really are efficient and work it, you can make a lot, a substantial amount of money, but you can't stop. And you can't multiply it. In other words, you can't double it, triple it, quadruple it. So when you look at all of the business opportunities, entrepreneurial opportunities out there that don't cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, we by far are the best. I mean, nothing even compares. And it's because it's designed to create residual income in a very simple way. So you spend a year building the business, do certain fundamental things. You start to make some retail profit, you start to get some commissions, but when you max out that center and have people earning it, it keeps coming in, whether you're doing it the way you did in the beginning or not. You can keep adding on and doubling that and tripling that. So that doesn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah. And it also levels the playing field, right? Because you can't say, oh, I'm going to make extra money and open a Shopify online storefront if you don't have the knowledge, right? So we have systems, and with the GMTSS, I think that's another big differentiator between us.
Right. And you don't own the customers.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that we're not multi-level. We're a tracking system.
Right.
And so when you are in affiliate marketing, that's internet marketing. When you're in Shopify type of marketing, you have a little marketplace, you got to go find the product.
Yeah.
And, you don't have a lot of control over the price sometimes. It changes. And people are going to try to take your customers. But with us, you own your customers and the footprint that they lead to. Now, nobody else has that.
And the footprint, say that again. The footprint is key.
Of people leading to people, okay? And we know online or on the internet, the greatest source of expanded customers is people telling people.
That's right.
Think about yourself. When somebody says, go to this site, it's got a great deal, or, these are really great products, I get them from this site, you go to that site. Well, when people come here and lead to people, you own that thread of people leading to people on every customer. If they go to Hong Kong, you're going to get paid. If they get divorced, you're going to get paid. If they get remarried, you're going to get paid. If they go to the UK and they order something, you're going to get paid because it recognizes them, it tracks them. And nobody else has that.
Yeah, and by the way, that's such a natural behavior, right? Like, we were just downstairs sharing movies that that the other person at T and Lauren was saying, we gotta go see Hotel Mumbai, and I recommended Breakthrough, and I'm gonna go watch that movie. The movie's not gonna pay Lauren for that recommendation, but with shop.com, when she recommends a store or a product, it pays her for life, forever. That footprint really sets us apart.
Funny thing, this started out with the movie example.
It did, didn't it?
We don't pay on them. I'm going to have to work a deal. You brought it up again.
Yeah. Well, we do have Fandango now as a partner store, so we get a little bit of that. It's kind of funny, but all right, cool. So,
and by the way, when you and your team and everybody else goes for a product instead of going outside, that creates numbers.
Yeah.
And you have leverage. If you want to, promote and get people on board, we can get that BV higher and that price down. It's collective buying power. So don't forget, that's your power.
And it is big muscle. We've seen it happen all year. You see partner stores come back and double, triple, or even more their IBV for us because we're sending them business. It's that simple. It's a really cool, cooperative economic environment. Everybody's winning. The merchant's winning. Market America's winning, our franchise owners are winning, the customer is winning, everybody's included.
You hit one of the amazing, almost everything else in the world, including some of the other types of opportunities that we talked about, have a limit.
Yeah.
And for one person to make money, somebody has to make less.
Yeah.
Or you make money off of somebody in order to be profitable. So that can't carry on layer after layer. Because you would run out of money.
That's right.
But in our system, nobody gains at somebody else's expense. The company doesn't gain at the UFO's expense. The UFO doesn't gain at their team's expense. The customer doesn't lose at the UFO's expense. The supplier doesn't even lose.
I know.
So at any rate, it's
literally the most cooperative economic environment in the world that we've created.
And you got it.
Yeah, you get to be part of it.
So be proud of it. You don't have to fight with people, but let them know that this is the best thing since entrepreneurism.
Yeah. All right. So JR, so obviously a big theme in the last year has been imprinting, right? And so it was very, 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 very clear at International Convention that the best use of our time in terms of building a business is to follow a qualification process, go through a 90-day fast track, do trial runs, and qualify people. So high level, what does that look like for a franchise owner daily, weekly, monthly, and such?
Well, first you have to get your mind right. You have to have your W's, you have to have your pie chart, you have to know what you want or why you're doing it. And that's relatively simple. But a fundamental part of the business is finding the right people. Right. Now, you know, some people say, well, you got to get people into that thing. Well, so does Walmart. They have to get people into the store.
That's right.
So does Amazon. I mean, everything is about getting people's allegiance, getting people to try. If you have a football team, you have to get the players, and you got to get the back, you know, the office. You got to get the people that run the stadium. Yeah. Everything, the arts. If you want to go out for a play, they don't take the first people that walk in the door. You got to qualify, but they got to get people to run it. So that's nothing, you know, strange about us. Yeah. It's everywhere. Okay, but what you want to do is find the right people. And so we have a process that worked from the very beginning. If you go back to some of the original tapes, what we call them the Dead Sea Scrolls or the esoteric, you know, tapes, like in 1993, what was it? Becoming a Professional. Yes. And then the 90-day fast track in 1998, where Elizabeth talks about, well, in 93, we were doing better because we actually called the people with them rather than having them call them and bring them to a second
old days.
The old days, you know. And then 2004 and 2005, the Method to the
Method to the Madness.
These tapes all talk about how the company got started, the people that you've heard about that were just little then. They weren't, you know, field vice presidents, what they were doing and the numbers that they generated. It's what makes it work.
Yeah.
And what that is a process of first getting your head straight, understanding the power of the opportunity, and then doing the evaluation approach. When you get the Getting Started guide, it talks about we're going to do 2 per week, a list of 100. You start out with 20, and somebody works with you to get those people to look at it, not to get in, but to evaluate it, just to see if they know the right people. Why would you want to take on anyone anyway that can't lead to customers or can't lead to the right people?
It's way too much work.
So let's qualify them by actually testing it out. And in the process, it becomes self-generating, people leading to people. And it's so much easier, and it makes so much sense to people because it's, you know, there's no pressure. I want you to look at this because I know you do a lot of online shopping. You know, I know you have an entrepreneurial mind and you know a lot of people.
Yeah.
I know also you're busy. I mean, you got your kids, you got that job with Market America, you got a business, but you may know the right people. Right. In which case, we could work something out. It could mean some money to you. You know, would you do that for me? So you have to have a reason that would make sense to them, not to you, but to them, why they might know the right people. And you're asking them to look at it just because they may know the right people. And so if you do 2 of those a week, so you got to do something.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to work, you fight traffic, you get blamed for everything that goes wrong at work, you get no credit for what goes right, and you're just so excited about going back to work the next day. But you can't do 2 per week. I didn't say 2 a day.
Yeah.
2 per week. Now it starts out I'm not saying you show the plan, you get them to a meeting. You're not going to get there if you won't even call 2 people per week.
Yeah. I mean, by the way, with technology today, that's like weak. I mean, you could do so much more. You could contact so many more people. You have text, you have email, you have phones, you have social media. And
that'll happen when you start to see it working and you can see the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that you're going to make money. You'll want to do more. But if I can't even get you to do 2, you don't qualify.
Yeah.
And so that list of 100, 2 per week, and this is where we learn how skillful you are, or how awkward you are, or how uncomfortable you are, and we fix it. I can't get you to ride a bicycle if you don't get on it. you're going, you're going to wobble some,
Yeah.
but I'm going to help you. And that's where teams come in. Folks, I'm going to tell you, if you've been learning about the geese and becoming a goose rather than living in the chicken coop, and you want to do this evaluation approach and no decision close, it's 10 times easier and more probable that you'll succeed if you do it with a partner. Somebody upline, it could be somebody that you brought in that's looking at it. It can be, you need to engage with somebody else. It's a lonely world out there. We have a lot of distractions. It's so easy just not to do it.
It is.
One week and then the next week.
But you said something that really just triggered my mind is you're going to get on, you can't learn to ride a bike if you don't get on, you're going to wobble, you're going to fall. I mean, at the end of the day, that's true for everything in life. And the older we get, the more we protect ourselves and we're afraid to fail, but it's silly. It makes no sense. Because think about, I think Lauren actually gave this example. It's like babies, when they start to learn how to walk, they fall and fall and fall and fall. And they don't just say, I guess walking's
I give up,
not,
I can't walk.
Walking's not for me, I guess. Yeah, they keep going until they get it. It's just like the older that we get, the more jaded and protected we get. And honestly, it's why we're stagnant. If you want to get somewhere new or go somewhere you haven't been, you got to take the step, you got to do the work, and it gets easier.
You're so right.
It gets so much easier.
We got to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
To make 100, we're talking about making 6 figures.
Yeah.
109 to 280,000, 360,000 a year with 1 cent. Now, where else are you going to earn that? You didn't have to invest the hundreds of thousands of dollars that you would in any other traditional business. Now, you get in a traditional business, whether it be a franchise like McDonald's or your own mechanic shop or a marketing business or a store, you got to be there every day. You go into work every day, and here we're just talking about calling 2 people, but you're not going to know exactly how to do it. You're going to feel uncomfortable. That's why we want to do it with you. But this is where we learn how to get good.
Yeah.
And we laugh at it. You said, do you believe what they just said? I mean, we make a joke about it. We have fun. We don't take yourself so seriously. Okay. And it's not the end of the world when somebody doesn't qualify. I laugh at them. I'm so damn glad I didn't take them on. They would have made me do all the work and ended up going nowhere and created a trail of destruction behind them. Everybody would say, oh, Joe, the barber was in and that it didn't work. We don't want those people in.
It's not worth it. And by the way, if you were going to open up your own restaurant, you would take who you hired so seriously. You wouldn't hire the wrong cook. You wouldn't hire a hostess with a bad attitude. You wouldn't hire a lazy busboy. You would take it so seriously. You got to have the same mentality about your business, and don't sponsor people that don't belong in your organization.
And be glad when they don't qualify.
Yeah, saves you years of your time. You just get to the right. I'd rather have a group of great business partners than a club of people that make me do all the work.
So you're going to have to go through 100.
Yeah.
Experience has dictated that and proven that if you do 100 over a year, which is 2 per week,
it's not even a lot. That's so easy.
So easy.
What's more painful?
Week, and you're not going to get immediate success. You're going to have some success. Out of 10, okay, you'll get 2. If you're really good and you have credibility, you might get 8, but you'll get 2. And we do that week after week, and your people do that, and it starts to generate numbers. So probability starts working in your favor that you're going to lead to the right person. The only reason you didn't make 6 figures yet is you haven't found the right 2 people.
Yeah.
Well, you're not doing the right thing for them to be found.
That's right.
Okay. Whereas other people in the beginning did this technique. And listen, we have a lot of fun. It's definitely fun. We're in it together, and you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and you'll get better and better because we coach you.
It gets easier, right? It gets fun. It gets easier. It's just like anything. It's the gym. The first couple of times it's painful, and then after that it feels so good.
Right.
The business feels good when you get past that first couple of uncomfortable times, and then it's not uncomfortable anymore.
Well, the only learning is experiential.
Yeah.
You can't learn something by somebody else doing it, by going to a seminar. You have to do it. So when you do it, you might have great results the first time, okay? But we're always thinking, what would have made it better?
Yeah.
Maybe I could have gotten them by saying, 2 heads are better than 1, why don't you come to the get together with me and my partner tomorrow night, or go to the UBP and bring your friend that you think knows it all, okay, and see what he thinks.
Yeah.
Because two heads are better than one. So now you actually got two people to evaluate it for one. That's just one example of always looking at what I did and how they responded and thinking, what could I have done to make it even better or smoother? And you get better. You're really good. And we want to help you.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to have a partner.
So before we talk about some follow-up stuff, I do want to just give everybody a heads up on some good resources that can help them do this. So the first thing is, if you log into unfranchise.com and you go to support materials, if you search the term accountability, there's 3 things that come up that will help you. The first one is a UFO accountability sheet. The second one is a weekly trial run tracking form. So trial runs are the way to build this business. That's going to help you keep track of everything.
And that's what the evaluation.
And that's exactly what it
it
leads to that. And then thirdly is an organizational growth strategy chart. And that can help you to set, your what to do. Like, you're going to do your 4 W's, your what's, your why's, and whatever. But you also want to have a nice.
That's your game plan of how you're going to get
that's
there.
That's your game plan.
Your brain needs to know that, or it doesn't believe that you'll ever be a national supervising coordinator or a director or a field vice president. It needs to know how you're going to get there. And in your organization, you need to know what your game plan is to get there. Then we work together to accomplish that. And the evaluation approach is what produces the people. And we're going to do that with you. So let's make it happen. So measure, monitor, adjust, and control. That's what this does, these tools. If you don't measure, monitor, adjust, and control, if you don't measure, the thing isn't real.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if you can measure it, you can monitor it. So we're telling you what to do. 2 per week. We'll do it with you. When you do it, what happened? Sometimes I ask them, tape it so that I can hear the dynamics of the conversation, so I can help you. And sometimes we'll go to the meeting. Sometimes we'll get on the phone at the end of the meeting. But you got to do it. Measure, monitor, adjust, and control.
Yeah.
And so when we're monitoring and we're not getting the result that we want, we can examine what's happening and adjust so we control the outcome.
That's right.
We will get it right.
Because everybody's different. Like, for example, you're sitting there working with somebody new and you notice that they're getting a ton of appointments in their sheets, right? But they're not showing a lot of plans. Then there's a disconnect there, right? You have to figure out, what are they saying to these people? Are they not confirming the appointments? Are they not leading the people? Or say they're showing a lot of plans, but they're not leading to a lot of trial runs or a lot of new business partners over the course of time. Again, you can diagnose that specific thing, but you can't diagnose what's not working for someone if you don't even know what's happening.
Right, so measure, monitor, adjust, and control. Elizabeth calls it tweaking.
Yeah, you got to tweak it.
Not tweeting, tweaking. We tweak whatever your result was. It wasn't what you wanted, and sometimes it is what you wanted. You were successful, but we could do even better.
Yeah.
So we tweak as we go, so you get better and better and better. It's no different than learning how to play a musical instrument, learning a language, or learning golf.
That's right.
A sport. You got to do it, and as you experience things, you get better, especially if you have a good coach.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to just let you know before we switch to the brain spanking is, if you go, Jared mentioned the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? So if you actually go to Unfranchised Media, or if you have the Unfranchised Media app, there's a category on there called Method to the Madness. It has 4 of those audios that he's talking about, the 93, the 98, the actual Method to the Madness audio, and the Fast Track audio. It's all 4 of those are loaded in there, and you can listen to them. Highly recommend that you make that a priority. Instead of listening to the radio when you're driving, throw those audios on. Ryan does it when he's like mowing our lawn or cleaning the pool or whatever. Just always feed your brain good stuff.
It's the only thing in the world that you can do 2 things at once. You can't even watch a video and drive.
Right.
You can listen and work out, cook, drive.
Everything.
These things are the holy grail.
Yeah.
The esoteric code of what makes the business work. So I don't work with anybody that won't listen to them, because I know they don't really want to know.
Yeah.
You don't really want to know, why are we going to do this? So do that, and then make that list of 100. Use these tools because they automatically put you on the right track. and we're going to make progress. You're going to be excited.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you for that. So we're going to switch over and we're going to do this is my favorite segment. It's called the brain spanking of the week or of the month. So JR, brain spanking, you coined that term. So we created a segment called the brain spanking. And what we do is we pick an article from your blog or unfranchised blog. We assign it as reading, and then we talk about it. So it's kind of like a book club, but for business building articles, right? So the brain spanking of the month, this month, is the featured article from beingjrwriting.com, and it's called Us and Them, How is the Shopping Annuity Different Than Amazon? So there's two kind of conversations I want to have with you around this, because this is really your brainchild.
Right.
The first one is, what is the biggest differentiator in purpose and mission between Amazon and what we are, the shopping annuity?
Well, fundamentally, Amazon is for Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, and they want to control the marketplace, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
In order to get all the business to come to them, but they don't make the money really on the product. They're very, very slim profit margins. In fact, they've lost money for years. This was the first year that they really made money, but it wasn't because of online shopping. It was because of the cloud services that they sell, which are phenomenal.
Right.
Okay, but the bottom line is they got 5,000 search engineers and sub-search engineers.
Yeah.
They got all types of economic relationships with Google and other companies, sweetheart deals to push their stuff to the top. And they're basically, their profit model is equity growth on the stock market and the control positioning. So it's not really shopping. And we can't compete in a way that they compete in the shopping arena. But we don't want to.
Yeah.
You can't even call anybody up at Amazon. So our model is where we have 160,000 little Amazons with a universal shopping cart, and you own one. And there's a person that takes care of the customer. And the notion is that we will find out what you want, what you buy, not put everything in the world up, and give it to you at a better price and extract a piece of the margin out of it to develop a residual income, so that everybody has to shop, everybody has to buy. We're all in a community that makes up the economy, and we are the economy. So we can kind of take back our piece of the economy and derive an income from something that everybody does, which is spend money and shop. Our mission is to create that footprint, to create, that network of people leading to people that we're extracting money from, so that everybody gets credit 100% without dilution for what they buy, and they can have an income. So we can change the way the world operates economically. We can fight back against the establishment who's been really taking advantage of us for years. Yeah. And we can develop our own financial independence while we save money by converting spending into earnings. So our real mission is to help people save money on what they're already buying by digital aggregation, seeing that there's 100,000 people to buy this, 50,000 people to buy this. You don't need everything in the world, but you need everything that you need. Yeah. So we get everything that you need, you tell us, and we're going to force that price down and increase the IBV. Now, this last year, we've done it. It's changed. The IBV on 50 to 100 items that everybody agrees everybody needs are in there with 25 to 50% IBV. Some things are 15%, but they're going up. Yeah. And wow, you can do the shopping annuity ambassador really easily.
That's right.
300 right now, it'll be the same $1,000 per month or $3,000 per quarter. It'll be 600. You'll only need 8 to 16 people to be getting paid, and to get maxed out, it's like 64. It used to be 200 some. Yeah. So it's really realistic. A lot of people are already in position. So build your business, do the evaluation approach. Now you have an organization. Oh, it's simple. Don't go to the hardware. If you own a hardware store and have your nails, screws, hammers, and drills on the shelf at wholesale, don't go to Lowe's and buy them at retail. Buy them from yourself.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
It's like the most basic concept, and for some reason we found a way to complicate it in our brains, but really you just knocked it out of the park. So from a mission and purpose standpoint, you have Amazon, who's really there for Amazon, and then you have Market America and Shop.com, who's there to create a new economy and residual income that includes everybody in the process and doesn't exclude anybody, like every other economic environment.
And we're all in it together.
We're in it together. Everybody's winning. So,
and nobody else has this. I mean, I always mention there's 6 things. If you understand these 6 things, you'll understand that we have a very unique situation that's never existed before in the world. So when you have like internet marketing is born, or cell phones are born, or Google is born, it's because they brought together certain technological aspects or certain functionalities that allowed something to happen. GPS.
Yes.
I mean, that changed the world. We have a set of those that could literally change the economy and the way people shop. It could just avalanche.
I want you to talk about those 6 things, because I know Amazon has one of them, but they don't have 6 of them.
Right.
It's these 6 key differences is really what sets us apart from Amazon. I think it's important for people to understand what they are.
Okay, so this is a miracle. Okay, the hidden miracle, the sleeping giant is starting to wake up. And of course, it all starts with the core business of building your organization, building the business, getting the BV going, which is also part of the shopping annuity.
That's
You're getting products at wholesale, 30%, 50% off, and getting 80% BV on it. Takes 1/4 of the people that it would normally take to max out the BV side of the plan by doing it. But the bottom line is we have a monetized network. Now, who else has a monetized network? 160,000 entrepreneurs, 6 million customers monetized. You have customers cash back right now, but residual income and credit, okay, to the entrepreneurs. Now, does Amazon have that? Does Google have that?
And none
does
of
Shopify
them,
have?
no. They have all individual people that only get paid for what they do, just like a Shopify or an Uber or whatever. It's limited.
So that's economic glue. It gives us a common economic cause to work together and the power of numbers. Other people couldn't do that. They couldn't get people connected.
Right.
Okay, so secondly, we have a universal shopping cart. Now, I could spend the whole day talking about how complex these things are, how difficult they are to make technologically. I mean, people don't realize what it takes just to update the inventories and the images of what every merchant is offering. Just that alone, getting them paid, getting you paid, tracking the volume. But at any rate, a universal shopping cart is an e-commerce platform that many different merchants and different products can all be put on, shipping from different locations, and the whole thing is orchestrated so you can put it on one charge and fulfill the order and handle the money.
It's a better shopping experience.
Exactly.
And before you go on, I do want to mention, you guys, the Sidekick did just go live in August, and it's the little thing that follows you around on unfranchise.com, also on Shop. And it separates everything out by vendor too. So everything is so simple. It's so clean. It follows you. It's just the best shopping experience ever. Again, other companies don't have that kind of technology, but we do.
And they don't have the same purpose, so they don't try to have it because they don't care that you keep the customers. They don't care. They're just out to sell more product today. Okay, but we're looking for lifetime value of the customer. We're looking to for people to be satisfied, loyal, and lead to other people and get paid for doing it.
That's right.
So then the third thing is we have everything that one buys, or we can get anything that one buys. If there's a new product that comes on the marketplace, you can be sure we'll have it. Mm-hmm. So other companies and other businesses, whether they be in direct sales or whether they be affiliate marketing, they don't have everything that people buy.
That's right.
But in our opportunity, we do, or we can have, if you tell us that you want it.
And you guys, and the company takes a real interest in understanding what we want. They're surveying every month. They are looking at the numbers. They are responding to individual emails and every piece of feedback. And that's a really big deal. If you send a request to Amazon, I guarantee you that nobody important is going to read it.
Exactly.
But when you send a request in the Market America or you fill out a survey, it's looked at with a very, very strong set of eyes.
And it goes back to our founding principle that we were a one-to-one marketing company, which fundamentally meant that if it was 100,000 people in a database, we could see that there was 50,000 people that wanted widget A. So we could go out and get that widget, make it better, and sell it at a lower cost, eliminate all the cost of shipping and advertising and branding. Okay, but not everybody wants to buy that product. You want to buy a different product. So digital aggregation or one-to-one marketing is each person is treated with the power of hundreds or thousands or millions in buying power.
Right.
But they don't have to buy everything. Like in a co-op, you're forced to buy whatever they have. So you can get what you want. But when we look at 1 million people, there's different sets of people, each that want the same product, but they also want other things different, and they can get those things different. So we're satisfied. It's really an eye of the needle that's magic when you thread it.
Yeah.
Think about it. So then we have a tracking system. I can't say enough about this. People say, oh, you're multi-level. No, we're not multi-level. We have a tracking system. We don't have any levels. We don't redistribute product. Everybody deals directly. We're able to track who led to who and their aggregate volume in order to pay them a piece of the margin so that they have an income.
That's right.
So it's totally different. But who else has a tracking system? Think of all the different companies that are in marketing, sales. None of them have a tracking system. They don't know who led to who. Walmart doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because they don't care either. They're not going to pay people for those referrals. They're just going to take the business where we actually incentivize our franchise owners and customers like to lead to people.
Exactly. I don't even think people realize how powerful
they don't.
it is. Someone
so
that you bring in and becomes your customer, they cannot buy from somebody else. It'll always catch it and bring that sale back to you. And then when you brought them in, you didn't even know they led to somebody in New York, who led to somebody in Hong Kong, who led to somebody in California, who led to somebody in Singapore. But all that gets strung in with a little piece of code that keeps you getting paid. Who else has it? Affiliate marketing can't touch it.
Nope.
So, you know, I get worked up, excuse me, but at any rate. And then we have an assessment tool. Oh, yeah. You ever notice how nobody knows where their money went?
Yeah.
They don't know. They
don't believe you either when you tell them.
Yeah, you spent $38,000. Oh, I did not.
Yeah.
I don't spend that much. Just get your credit card statement out. So at any rate, you need a tool so that they can see where the money went. And then how can we match that money that was spent to substitute products, make it easy so you don't have to spend hours finding. I know a year ago we were terrible. We're getting better and better and
Every
better.
day.
It's actually good now.
Yep.
And if you go for the highest IBV items, okay, you're going to be set nice, and then the rest is just icing on the cake, and it keeps getting better and better. But the bottom line is we have an assessment tool that allows people to identify where their spending is, categorize it, and then match it to what we can provide for them in place of that to give them a piece of the profit at a lower price.
And it saves us time too, because it's making recommendations based on what we say we want. So it's going to recommend the right products, the right partner store products and one cart products and everything from there. But I think the biggest one is number 6. So
number 6. What good is all of this if there's no way to get paid?
Right.
If there's not a mechanism that's foolproof, that's proven, just like an annuity or an investment account or in the banking and financial industry. This is as solid. And in fact, it's more solid because those are based on markets and they're volatile.
Right.
This is based on margins. Margins are like gravity. In the world and in the economy and in distribution, there will always be margins for economies of scale. Otherwise, product wouldn't be able to. You grow the best corn in the world. People find out about it. Okay, we're in Connecticut right now. Somebody in New Jersey wants it. Somebody in Pennsylvania wants. The only way that can be done You say, okay, we're going to sell bushels of it,
Yeah.
and the price is lower than an ear of corn.
Yeah.
So that's the way it works.
Yeah.
And it's like gravity in the economic system. A lot of other things can change, but economies of scale are something that are, is a physical limitation and parameter that will always exist in economics. So we have a financial vehicle or technology that's driven by margin or economy of scale. So it's not markets, it's not volatile. It'll always be there. It's proven. And we put that into the MPCP and all these measurements and requirements and tracking to generate an income simply from what people buy and sell.
Right.
And so nobody else has it. We're the best.
So finally, you guys, so I hope that has really struck home with you, because it's a question that comes up often is people confuse you and they say, well, aren't you just Amazon, just like an Amazon? It's like, no, we're so much bigger than that, because it's a completely different mission, a completely different set of things that sets us apart. But the biggest thing is that, like you said, everybody's winning, right?
Exactly.
You've got every single person, and
I just want to communicate to everybody, we don't want to be an Amazon. People keep thinking that we're trying to be an Amazon. No, I mean, we both have a universal shopping cart, but that's not our purpose or mission. And ultimately, they make money in the equity markets by market position and how much market share that they have in controlling the market. And, I'm not criticizing that. It's just, it's a different thing.
It's just something, it's not the same. I just, before we finish this segment, I want you to just give that primate example, because it made me laugh, and it really struck a chord.
Okay, we're going to be sending out some mental 2x4s and mental weapons that help you both visual and and I want to do, being that you created this great show, this session, we'll do a session on why we're not MLM.
Yeah.
And how to handle it when you think somebody thinks we're one of those things.
Yeah.
The mere fact that you think it, that they think it, you need to bring it up.
You got to address it.
Address it and get it out of the way. But I can give you lots of reasons why we're definitely not MLM. Multi-level marketing means you have levels or tiers of distribution in a horizontal system with more and more below. We don't have any of that. We just track wherever it goes to infinity.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't redistribute product. I could go on and on and on. I don't want to take up a lot of time. The bottom line is that somebody misinterprets us because they see a diagram. So that same diagram exists in every social network.
Yes.
Okay. People led to people, influencers, every church, every organization.
Yeah.
So, you can pay as much attention to that as you want, but that's not what we're about. We are a tracking system, okay, that aggregates what people buy into commonalities to get a better price and to get a piece of the margin that we're able to track and pay to everybody 100% without dilution. So you can call us whatever you want. You want to call us MLM? That's like calling me a monkey.
Yeah.
When we're a human being. Don't do that. We are intelligent.
Yes.
Okay. We have a soul. We are both primates with two legs.
Yeah.
But we are not a monkey.
Same. We're not the same.
Don't call me a monkey. We're not the same. I can go, I can deliver it better than that.
No, that's what I wanted you to hear. It was just, it cracked me up, and it was
We're not an ape, we're not a monkey, we're human beings. The analogy is very accurate. We're an intelligent system.
That's right.
Okay, not a monkey system.
Amen.
Or a monkey business.
All right, so the last segment is our GMTSS Roundup, JR, and this is where we basically highlight the big events that are coming up. So I'm going to go through the top three, and then I'm going to ask you to talk about the last one. So we have East Coast Product Symposium coming up in Springfield, Massachusetts. It's about a mile from my house. Anyway, that one is October 4th through 6th at the Mass Mutual Center. And you have the West Coast Chinese Product Symposium the following weekend, October 11th to 13th at the Anaheim Marriott in Anaheim, California. Those events have an incredible lineup. If you go to marketamericaevents.com, you can see who are speaking and the different topics that are on here. Now, I can just tell you, in talking to JR during Consumer Corner today, I learned about the Prime, can you say the
Serotonin.
The serotonin.
No. It might make that.
Yes.
But it's secretagogue.
Secretagogue. I learned about that, and I took a mental note that was a product I wanted to take because of what you said about the product. So by attending a product symposium, you can learn about the different products, what they can potentially do for you, about the science behind them, and also how to sell them. So this is really, really powerful
And
event.
what I like about it is you have both the scientific experts or manufacturing experts there and the top UFOs that have embraced that product and made a lot of money. So they know what causes that product to sell.
That's right.
Saves you a lot of trial and error that you don't need to go through.
It's just good for people to know it's not just for science people or people that want to hear the science because of what JR is saying. There are people that are going to talk to you about the product from an average, perspective, and also how to market that product. So a very, very powerful event to attend.
Yeah, for developers, they got things like the Apple conference once a year where they do all the releases and tell them what the technology is doing, or the Google conference. Well, this is our type of thing, like that, where you get all the experts together, you get all the inside information, what's new, and I used to. Most companies don't have these things.
Right.
Okay. I used to sneak into them because you had to be a certain level, in my past life and other businesses.
Yeah.
I used to sneak in the back to get into these things just to
be a
learn.
sponge. Yeah.
Because it gave you the competitive edge.
Yeah.
So, here it's wide open. Anybody can go.
So for sure. And by the way, guys, seating is extremely limited at those events. So I highly recommend get to marketamericaevents.com. Make sure you secure a ticket if you intend on going, because they're not going to be available, and you're going to have to wait a whole year. So really don't miss that. The other event I want to bring to everybody's attention is the Northeast Regional Convention, which of course is put on by Phil Guido, the master of the GMTSS. Yeah. He's incredible. November 23rd and 24th, you're going to have the young entrepreneurs there. There's another incredible lineup, a lot of nuts and bolts. We have Mark Ashley as the headlining speaker there. So you really could not ask for a better opportunity in the last quarter of the year. So as you're finishing off 2019, getting to the Northeast Regional Convention is the best way to start your year off right. Yeah. Especially before you get it, like we were talking about all the prospecting opportunities. You're about to be around so many people for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and really get yourself in the right mindset to be able to talk comfortably about your business. And
it's a magic potion for you.
Yeah.
But even more importantly, it's a magic potion for the people that you're trying to influence or to grow or to even get in the business. I always say that the only shortcut to success I've ever seen is getting people to the convention or event. So the regional is basically a scaled down version of the same magic, same information, same potion, same people, same energy as
more people can get to it.
But it's local, right?
Local.
It's regional.
It's regional, yeah.
So you don't have to travel. It's not as expensive. What I would be doing is planning on how to get people there.
Yeah.
I might tell them, hey, let's go down and have a cup of coffee at the diner. An hour later, they end up in Hartford.
Yeah. You guys, honestly, when you get good at this business, you become somewhat of a professional travel agent. You just help people get to the event. So the last event, it's the most important one, is the World Conference. And I can tell you from experience, and I don't even have to say it because the response to the last international and World Conference as well was just so overwhelmingly huge. I don't think you guys understand how big it is to have an event happen like that, and then just have thousands of people that are writing into the company, commenting, posting about how it changed their lives, about how they learned more than they could have possibly imagined. Unsolicited feedback. We didn't say, hey, go fill out this survey, and then we got thousands of responses. You had thousands of people writing in talking about how it changed their life and changed the course of their business. So with that being said, we have Market America's 2020 World Conference coming up February 6th through 8th in Miami at the American Airlines Arena. And JR, I don't know if you want to talk to that about the importance of being there, maybe give a little insight.
Well, I don't know if I should call it the Woodstock of what we do, which by the way,
it's fun.
Was a sophomore in high school and went to. And didn't know what I was going to. Had to lie to my parents to get there, and didn't know what to say when I got stuck there. But
who took you home?
but you know, or maybe it's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But there's no way to explain what happens without being there.
Right.
There has to be some degree of trust to go there, but you're not going to be disappointed. It's a magic moment. Something will click. The mere fact that you're with thousands of other entrepreneurs all over the country, nobody paid for these people to come. It's not like a corporate event where you have to go and, you know, so you pay so much and everybody's in the bar. I mean, our people go to the bar too. They party all night long, but they're mainly in the meetings.
We get up early in the morning.
They want to be at the meeting.
Yeah.
They sit in a hardback chair for 4 days, you know, and they don't even go to the bathroom because they're so glued to what's going on, you know, and the passion of people just like them that are making it just spills over, effervesces, and it's contagious, and you need to hear it. You need to know that it actually works for all types of people. And then the quality of information, the amount of thought that goes in to the presentations, and the power of the presentations really impacts your brain.
It does. And the feeling of it all too. It's like you can watch and get the recap on a video. It's not the same.
Right.
But feel the energy. It's like comparing going to a live concert to listening to your iPhone or your music on your phone.
I don't understand why someone wouldn't want to go. Most people that go, they don't want to miss the fun. It's so much fun. Mm-hmm. You're with so many cool people.
Yeah. And so many great people like that want to help you. Like our first event, I remember we ran into Elizabeth Weber and she just talked to us for an hour. She didn't even know who we were. And you know, you have this woman.
I had to tell her that you were in a group under Gary Rock.
I wouldn't have put it past her, but she makes $100,000 a month in a 4-week pay cycle, just giving you advice. Where else can you get that?
Right.
You know, and then you have fun. You have a drink together. You dance a little. You wake up and you go learn again. Have a coffee, like you said. Nobody wants to leave. So
you won't be bored. But if I could just say that it is the only shortcut to success that I've ever seen for a lot of reasons. It triggers a level of belief experientially, because what you see and what you hear, you cannot forget. And it impresses the human mind and soul. There's an emotional and an intellectual experience, it's synapse, that is really what you're missing or what you need to rise to beyond what you've ever been able to do before. You do have the vehicle, but the vehicle itself doesn't work without somebody driving it that knows what they're doing. And so you get 6 months of knowledge. I try to like quantify it. You'd have to go around the country and travel and spend money to go to enough events to get with these experts and, you know, people, and to hear this stuff and to learn it. And you get it all in one weekend. And then if you're really smart, you get a couple people there. Yes. You get a couple, I know we're out of time. You get a couple people there. It's dangerous. Yeah. You just might luck out because you got them there, and they may never need you and just go on and build it, because that's how excited they get or committed they get, that the light bulb goes off. So how hard do you work to get somebody convinced? I mean, it takes you meetings, coffees, follow up. You know, you get them here. It's 6 months of learning, and they are ready to go to war. In a positive way. They're
and
ready
you didn't have to do it. It's leverage, guys.
Exactly.
It's absolute leverage. So JR, I just want to thank you for joining us for the GoNow Game Plan. And I'm excited about the extra videos that you were talking about putting together, and maybe doing some more work together in the future.
Now, we're definitely going to do 2
more of these. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we got a couple planned.
You know, Sarah is a rock star. I don't know where she came from. My only disappointment is she put so much effort into this for you. They could go field vice president, but she's holding her and Ryan back a little bit. But it's well worth it. It's a good cause. We'll make sure that happens anyway.
Yeah, for sure. It's hopeless. We'll get there. So I want to let everybody know that everything that we've talked about tonight, you guys are going to get a nice email recap, and that will be delivered to you as long as you're subscribed to the Market America emails. You will receive that within a couple of days. So JR, thanks so much.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
incredible.
guys for being with us.
We love you. We'll see you on the next show. Take care. I just have to end it.